Hello everyone, well today we're going over how to get gold as a pro, intermediate and noob in collectible pets. So as you can see, I have a noob account right here. This is my alt account. As you can see, 780 pet score. And yet, for 780 pet score, I have 300 magnets, 45% drop rate. And as you'll see over here, I have 105% damage. And I have pretty decent upgrades in my rebirth cave. If we go over here, I have pretty decent. We got the extended drop range, and I'm saving up. I've got quite a lot of mythicals, and I could easily get more. Look, like I'm getting quite a lot of gold on this noob account. And so, how do you get gold as a noob? Well, first of all, you have to have a good server. So, you have Dark Dude out here, he's on the cap server. You can often go in cap grinding servers. If you go into cap Discord or Collectible Pets Discord, you join that. If you don't have the link, I think there's many links on video. I'll try and link it in this description, so then you can go and join that. And oftentimes good players post very good links, so you can join this guy right here, and there's just one guy, and that one guy is generating around 5 million a minute of income. That's one guy. Because he's got a full titanium team, so even if like a 2 million player, he had a full titanium team, we'd still be getting around the same income, maybe around 500k less because of like stuff like Prosperous Grounds and Magnetosphere and stuff like that. But we'd still be getting quite a lot of gold. In fact, I'd probably bet more that we'd get like around 10 million per minute if there was like two 10 million players instead of just one 20 million. So first of all, you just gotta find a good server. So if you can't find a good server, I'll leave the cap link Discord in the down below. I'll leave Viper Toffee's Discord, and I'll leave my Discord. So currently, what me and Viper are doing is we are running a server at the moment. I am basically like running a server, a grinder server in Viper's Collectible Pets channel in Discord. So every day I'll be in there. You can join that. My alt isn't, obviously, so more people get more space to get boosted, but my main is in there, and sometimes maybe I think one of my friends, 7.4 million pet score, joins. Viper Toffee joins a few, like occasionally, on his main, and sometimes he just streams in there as well, or streams in his own server. So if he ever streams, you can always join his server, and you'll get lots of coins and boost. As you can see, I've got quite a few millions in the time that I've literally just been talking. So that's the first bit. You want ideally good server with a good player. Now how do you do it second as a noob? Well, you have to get shiny. Now shiny improve your team a lot. Not these uncommon ones, not these rare ones, but the legendary and above ones are better and stronger than mythical pets, as you can see here, and even so prodigious, ascended and mythical. So anything above legendary shiny, good for your team. You can upgrade this here, but that's more for intermediate players, and also it gets you into grotto. Pretty cool, and you save money actually from hatching a prodigious egg. So obviously I don't have even cheaper eggs, but we can still use this as an example. This prodigious egg costs 10 million for a prodigious, right? One of these. But it costs 5 mythicals to fuse a prodigious, and that's 3 times 5, so that's 15. So you're saving 5 million gold literally just by unlocking the grotto, hatching the prodigious egg. So if you got a bit of gold and a bit of time, just hatch rare or uncommon eggs, whatever you feel like. If your progress is going pretty fast, or if you have a really good server, hatch rare eggs. If you got a decent server like my grinding server, which we're gonna build up soon to actually be a really strong server, it's just started basically. Then you can hatch uncommon eggs, or you can just save up like I don't know, 25 million, go for rare eggs and see what you can get. And then also with shinies, you can actually still get more shinies through the badge, so you get a better chance of shiny. And now the second tip. Exotic Crystal Score. Exotic Crystal Score helps a lot, like a ton. There's an upgrade for it here. I would recommend for beginners, get it up to 0.2%, then maybe later in a few rebirths, I'm going to upgrade it again, obviously. But yeah, I got 2.4 million Exotic Crystal Score, and you may ask, how does this help? Well, as you can see, the income spiked. Did you see that big Exotic Crystal Score that gave us 50? Do you see the income spike to 8 million a minute? Watch it fall in the next, 10 seconds. You see, it's fallen, okay? It's steadying around 7 million. It's going back down to, 6.9 million. 6 million, 5 million. You see, so Exotic Crystal Skull really gives you stuff, and if you get Crystal Luck, you get Rare Earth especially as well. I don't have it on this account, but if you can get Rare Earth, it's a really good upgrade. It allows you to spawn better ones than this common crystals. I'm pretty sure I had a video in Exotic Crystals. I'll try and link it like at some point in the top right of the video. So yeah, then you can see that, how to get exotic crystals and stuff like that, and you can also watch other videos on how to get exotic crystals by like Viper Toffee, and I'm pretty sure Multi maybe also has those. I'll link all channels in the description. So yeah, that was tip number 2. And now tip number 3. It's not necessarily getting you gold, but it's saving you, in fact. The free egg, so as you can see, once you get over 500 pet score, you can get a prodigious egg, and when you're over 5,000 pet score, you can get an ascended one. Now that is saving 10 million if you don't have even cheaper eggs. An ascended egg, it's not even in the game. It's just, that's the only way you can get an ascended egg. Only way. So if you're like a beginner player, claiming those free eggs really adds up, and it saves you tons of money. And also, if you still come over here, you can see friend bonus. Now, friend bonus gives you 1.1 times multiplier every time. So if I had 3 friends in the server, which is the maximum, I would get 1.3. So I only have 1 friend at the moment, but if we just go through and say add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, and if you don't really like the people in the server, you can always just unfriend them afterwards. But yeah, this does help. It stacks up gold quite a lot, and it's very good generally. You can just get extra gold. Like, that's an extra 30% gold for 3 people. Like, just for adding 3 people. It's crazy. You can also invite some of your friends to the game, which makes the game more popular too. And tip number 4, we have wall upgrades. Now, wall upgrades are very helpful. Magnet helps you reach the gold from far away, so if you're not in Grove or you're not in Grotto but you have a super insane magnet, you can just grab all that gold anyway from Jungle. Ooh, Exotic Crystal Skull, we get 100 there, and you can see the income again, like spiking up. You also got drop rate here, which I'm actually going to upgrade soon, hopefully, in this recording. So for the beginners, get your wall upgrades up. I'm not even joking. The amount of people I've seen at like 2,000 pet score with their drop rate at 15% is crazy. You got to upgrade this. I am on. Oh, the wrong button. I am on. Look, 3rd rebirth I'm on. I've completed 2 rebirths. I'm on my 3rd. My drop rate is 45%. That is almost 50%, which is the maximum until you buy the upgrade. So, you know, I'm going to get this 50% pretty soon. In fact, that's what I'm trying to do. So if you get this up, this will give you more drops. So basically what drop rate does is, so say you had 1% drop rate, it would give you like a chance of getting 1% extra drops. So you get basically just extra drops, which is more money. And if we go over here, we're going to see damage here. And our damage is pretty important, especially for beginners. Mine's 105% at the moment. I'm just focusing on maxing my drop rate wall upgrade, and then I'm gonna this rebirth put this to maybe, I'm not sure, 120 something, maybe 110%, and I'll try and do it 10% every rebirth or so. Depends how I'm feeling about that. So that's another way to get it for the beginners. Now another way, if we go over to here real quick, is by rebirthing and just getting Primal Prodigious, Primal Ascended. Obviously does save you a lot of stuff. I've actually gone for an interesting route to get more wall upgrades done, but you see here, this upgrade is pretty easy to get, and it leads you to Egg Luck. These 2 are really important, and so is this. So once you get quite good, well, not good, but I've gone down an interesting route just for educational purposes and see how good it is, and so far I would say it's a pretty good route, because this rebirth I'm going for a lot of stones. I'm just doing wall upgrades first to maximize my amount of gold, so then I can get more stones, obviously, so more gold. So you can get % gold up. It's just 5 stones. It costs 500 stones to max. Like, it's not that hard. All you gotta do, get 5% gold to unlock Egg Luck, max Egg Luck, do maybe get to 20% gold. I don't know, maybe do more Fuse Luck, or you can just do Fuse Luck and then go for gold. So yeah, that's basically the beginners. I would count this as beginners. I would count this area as beginner. I would count this area as beginner, and maybe extended speed. I wouldn't count extended drop rate, but I would count all of this here definitely as beginner, you should be able to get this. And if not, join my grinding server or join another grinding server. Joining grinding servers really helps. Obviously, pro players like to hide in their grinding servers in a tight-knit group. They're like flocks of birds just flying past. They always stay in one group, so it's hard to actually find a good server. But if you find kind and caring people with good server, you know, good players, Dark do that here. My main account, for example, boosting a lot of people at almost 2 million pet score, then you would definitely be able to get lots of stuff. And also this damage affects your total team damage too. Also, I guess as a beginner, you could do all the codes, by the way. Do all the codes, definitely helping, but only do the codes while you're playing, like, actively. Don't waste them. Do not buy any of these. You could buy these. These do really help. If you don't want to buy them, don't buy them. But, you know, you can also get Fuse All, which does save time, which is effectively money. If you think about it, time is money. Because you're saving more time by just fusing it instantly than fusing it for like 10 years. So these two definitely help if you have the Robux. Also gives Tuzu's money, so that's good for him. He gets an income. So yeah, this would be it for the beginner tips. This account may not be intermediate, but it definitely once was, as you can see by my Rebirth Cave progress, and I made a video on how to get lots of gold, but it's not as good from like the intermediate or the pro perspective point of view, so we're going to cover the intermediate point of view. First of all, as an intermediate, exotic crystal score really does matter with prosperous grounds here, so each 100 million exotic crystal score you get, that's times 2, so if you get 200 million, that's times 3 gold. So if you play with a lot of good players, like this isn't much for most players as my level, because I don't like really boost like these guys do, but this one really helps. And also, as an intermediate, you'll be getting your first metallics. So each 100 metallics is an extra, like, so if you get, so for example, I have 209 metallics. X 3.09 helps with the exotic crystal score, helps boost other people, as I'm doing right here in the server right now. So this boosts others, it also boosts me, and they can spawn exotic crystals too, and that also boosts me. And so it all comes back to me basically. It's also very good. And also as an intermediate player, you should have your magnets at around 500 on this. There is an upgrade, so you should have it around 500. Maybe you can push for 800 if you got a good server again, but 500 is basically enough to grab the whole map. You should also get the grotto one, which 200 doesn't cost that much as an intermediate player. So that's 700 total magnet, plus you got some upgrades, so maybe 735 by that time, or something like that. As an intermediate, you should definitely have at least 200% damage. Again, the wall upgrades really do matter, and also at least 75%. At least 75% drop rate, please, guys. That drop rate is a hell of a ton of stuff. You could also have growth, but the income isn't great there because there's not much crystals. So, as an intermediate player, you should have this whole area maxed. As an intermediate player, that's what I was class. 100% gold should be intermediate player. An intermediate player should have got at least like 50% attack rate. Maybe around, I would say intermediate would be anywhere from 50k pet score to about 500k pet score. So yeah, glittering gold, look, times 9.53 gold I get. That's almost times 10 gold. Also, you should definitely begin. The drop promotion is insane. Chances of a drop becoming one size bigger than it would, so obviously you get more gold because it's a higher tier of gold. Gold Hoarder is good, but it only saves money when you're doing rebirths. But it does lead to mega damage and mega drop rate. This one takes up to 100%, and this one takes up to 300%. And it is when you buy these that you know you're going into kind of the start of pro. You're like a semi-pro, because you just bought them, including this. Not this, unless you obviously have 1% or 2% or 2% exotic crystal luck, and then you can buy these. Don't waste your stones. But then when you buy these, you know you're getting pretty good at the game, and then once you max them, you know you've done very good at the game. Also, as an intermediate player, you should have all these, and as an intermediate player, 50k pet score, you should be having this at like 1.5, maybe this at around 20 hopefully. And you know, 500k pet score, I would expect around 3.5 at least, and around 75% on here. maybe 500k pet score, you would have maybe a few diamond metallics as well, I would expect. So metallics also very important. It's not about shinies and intermediates, it's about the metallics. I'm missing a titanium. I'm still a pro. I don't need gold because I'm like fully completed the game. So pro is basically from doing like 3.5 to 5 seconds. It's mastering the game as being a pro. But being an intermediate is being just a decent player, a fairly decent player at the game, knows what they're doing, but they need like gold stones and stuff. They need a lot of stuff to still max. And also, as an intermediate player, you should definitely have Grove. I don't know what you're doing without Grove if you're an intermediate player. 50k pet score without Grove. You should be buying polished metal if you have any metallics. This gives extra power. That's extra damage for free, basically. I don't expect you to be on here as an intermediate. That would be absolutely insane. And I expect you, as an intermediate player, 50k pet score on the 10th upgrade. If you're 500k pet score on the 50th upgrade, at least, maybe 65th. I'm not sure how much we play. But as I don't AFK overnight, it's kind of hard for me. But if you AFK overnight, it should be really easy for you to get the gold, especially just using the methods I've stated for so far for intermediate and noob. You should be able to get a lot of gold if you AFK overnight with a good server. So again, I'm boosting server, but that's because I'm a pro. If you're intermediate, you should definitely go find a server. If you're a pro, you should be boosting other servers. That's what you should be doing, because it is very kind for other people to get the gold, and it would get them closer and closer towards maybe being on the leaderboard one day. You don't know. And, well, for the intermediate, that is really all I have. Let's do an overview. Wall upgrades to at least around a moderate point. You should have maybe towards the end of intermediates, you want more than half of the rebirth cave, and you want good generation speed and classification. Towards the start of intermediates, you want decent, not too much. You maybe want to go up to glittering gold, and that's it. And in a rebirth cave, and that is it for an intermediate. But you should have at least some metallics as an intermediate, I think. Maybe not at 50k pet score, maybe at 100k. I got mine at first at 90k as I didn't AFK overnight. But Buzzling here, 45k pet score, got 2 already because they AFK overnight at 45k pet score, which increases your chances of metallics, by the way, so you should be always hatching eggs. Unless you're recording a video like me. But usually I'd just be standing around the common egg in the grove trying to hatch more metallics. Obviously, I could be hatching prodigious, trying to get less titanium. But hey, I'm just boosting gold, right? And if I get a common, if I'm boosting common right now, genning common, hatching common, there is a slight chance I will. And then when I get all common metallics, or close to getting them all, I'll move to uncommon eggs, then rare eggs, then epic eggs, and so on, until eventually I get back to prodigious, and I will eventually hatch my titanium mythicals, and that last pesky ascended there. So that is how to get gold for an intermediate. Now for a pro. You should be on 3% exotic crystal score, of course, to maximize your gold income for you and others. You should be having all of these already by now. It's pretty easy. You should be having 800 magnet. Basically, even with 500 magnet, I think you can grab the whole map, but I think it's safe just to get 800 anyway, because it doesn't even cost that much as a pro. 300% damage, it's not as hard to get. Like, I could restart every single wall upgrade right now and afford it all. Maybe because I have 104 quadrillion, but, you know, I've been just hatching commons, and I've been getting a lot of gold. I know what it is to get gold, right? Because I don't AFK overnight, and I still have a ton of gold, right? I expect all of these to be maxed as a pro player. I expect you to have these done. So, again, 800 magnet, 100% drop rate. It doesn't have to be 100, ideally 90. You know, as you're going into pro, maybe you're about medium pro, you want 90%, and you want around 250, 260, 270% damage. But as a pro, you know, as I said, the jump from intermediate to pro, 3.5 gen per second, you want 4 gen per second, then you properly start kind of being a pro. And you want a lot of calcification, guys. By the time you're on 4 per second on gen, you should be 100% calcified, no excuses. 100% calcified, get your extra turns so you can buy this more. You can buy all the metallic upgrades more. You can get more gold through metallics. It's just easier, I would say, genuinely. to get more metallics, because you got more classification, more gold. And shiny does help. Remember, polished metal upgrade. It does help as a pro. Because look, I have 27k damage on my clock as a titanium. That is not because it's a titanium. That's because of the amount of damn shiny skins I have in this thing. Look at that, 2,250 shiny things whacked on that. It's done a lot of damage. It does a lot more damage, you would believe. So get that maxed. That actually doesn't cut that much. It costs like, in total, that thing is actually pretty easy to get. That thing costs as a it's like 4.95 trillion. I did a calculation on it ages ago, and I think I'm on quadrillion, trillion, billion. No, I'm not. I'm on 104 trillion, right? Yeah, 104 trillion, billion, million, something like that. Wait, am I on? I can't even tell, to be honest. Wait, if that's quadrillion, and that's trillion, and that's billion, and that's million, and that's thousands. Yeah, I am on 104 quadrillion. Yeah, you should be getting that, and it's only 4.95 like trillion. So it is quite hard to build it up, but eventually you will build that up. Obviously, you want at least a few titaniums as a pro. You want, of course, that last one can be a bit annoying because you don't need the gold anymore once you max all your upgrades, which is why you get a bit lazy like me, not getting that final metallic. It would improve your gold upgrade, but just by a bit, and I don't really need it. The only time I would actually hunt this was either if I've got maybe like a lot of metallics gone now, and I'm on prodigious eggs, or I'm on like epic eggs and I get it, or something like that, or if I'm just bored and I want it, or if Tuzus literally says anything. If he literally puts a full stop, my head's gonna think, oh, he's gonna release an update. Oh, you might need a full titanium team to get in the new area. I'm going for it. That's literally the only time I would think to go for that thing, because it's just a waste of time. I could be getting other metallics to just boost my income through magnetosphere. I could be getting that, so that's what I'm doing. It's maximizing your gold, basically. And that's it. That's literally all I have for pro. If you've maxed every single wall upgrade, got like at least, I would say, your like half your team is titanium, and then the others are like obsidian or diamond. Well done. You've basically maxed the game. You just need to go for metallics now, which is what I'm doing. So yeah, thanks for watching the whole video. If you like this video, maybe you can give a little bit of gold to me in real life by donating down below. It doesn't have to be a big amount, it could be a small amount too. But yeah, even though if you're this far, you should have liked the video. Come on, like the video. You should have liked the video by now. And yeah, any subscription, very useful. And thank you for listening, and bye bye.